Hi everyone, my name is Sharm and I'm the founder and director of Project S.T.O.R.Y, a youth organization in Concord that supports and empowers youth from diverse communities. I'm really excited to sit here today and tell you all about Project S.T.O.R.Y and the programming that we do with our kids and how we help them to empower and become the best leaders for our future. We serve kids in our community ages 6 to roughly 20 years old, and we empower them in any way that they need support. We use a holistic model which really helps us to pinpoint what these kids need. We make sure at first they have basic needs. We make sure that their talents are supported so that they can find their purpose. And then we make sure that they're being treated fairly and that they can belong in society. So we do advocacy work with the kids and make sure that they know how to advocate for themselves. We also do anti-racism work and building community along with that. So when you take all of those things together and combine them, you have Project S.T.O.R.Y. And we've created this family of young people that's ready to learn and become empowered and just thrive in our community. But right now we live in Concord, and that's very, very great. We live in Concord, a very welcoming community that welcomes our diverse families and our diverse kids. However, we also run into the situation where we need resources. We're in a place right now where we're building this really amazing education system and leadership skills and advocacy work. We're building this great system of education for these young people, but we can't do it alone. It's just myself and volunteers and a bunch of amazing young people ready to learn and serve and help out our community. But we need help from our community. Right now, we're running many programs right now. We're running a summer program, which pretty much serves our kids on a daily basis. Summer is a really vulnerable time for our kids, and a lot of our families are busy working, which means that a lot of our kids are pretty much on their own during the day. They don't have summer camps to go to or really any kind of programming to serve them. So Project S.T.O.R.Y has been really running programming pretty much every day. We've been doing education, we've been doing advocacy work, we've been doing leadership skills, social emotional learning. But on top of all that, we also make sure that our kids' talents get fed as well. So we run soccer programs, we do basketball, and one of the newest programs we started is our dance program. And we have so many young women that have come and joined our dance program for Project S.T.O.R.Y. We have almost 30 young women participating right now in our dance program. We also run art. We also can help out kids learn how to swim. We do outdoor education. We're really trying to meet these kids where they need support. One other great thing about Project S.T.O.R.Y is it's very youth driven. So the youth can come to us and tell them what they need, or maybe what they want, maybe what sort of skills, what sort of education they want to learn about. So we're really excited at the fact that it is so youth driven because they can then come to us and tell us what they need. And then we can make that happen for them. One of the strongest things though that we have really tried to focus on is the advocacy piece. Being a part of Project S.T.O.R.Y and just starting Project S.T.O.R.Y and being around all these kids and their families and their community has really opened up my eyes and our community's eyes to the fact that these communities actually have barriers. There are actually barriers in our own city for these kids to get things they need. There's barriers for them to get basic needs. There's barriers for them to participate in programs. They are not treated as everyone else at their school or in the park due to how they look or maybe what they believe in for their religion or other things. And that's not okay. So we're really, really working hard at this point to bring about awareness in our community and to our kids and to make everybody aware that this is an issue that everybody needs to work on. But bringing it back to Project S.T.O.R.Y, we're trying to educate our kids and instill them with that anti-racist education, that community building education, and that leadership education that's so important for them to advance into the future and really make the community better for everyone. So So one really important thing that we're focusing on right now is our summer programming. Again, I said this is a really vulnerable time for our kids. Summer, they are really looking for support pretty much on a daily basis. So since school has gotten out, Project S.T.O.R.Y has tried to be at Keach Park to help serve our kids pretty much every single day, Monday through Friday. We run programming, we do leadership skills, we do education, we also do tutoring in math and English, we do communication skills, social emotional learning, and then we do community building activities as well. We also make sure that we serve lunch or some sort of really healthy meal or snack to all our kids during this time, because it's a very essential point in the kids' day, but it's also a very vulnerable point in their year where they're not getting that support from the community through the free lunch programs that they normally get throughout the school year. So we always make sure that there's some sort of food or healthy snack for them. And then we usually end the day with some sort of activity, whether it be soccer game or, the dancers are practicing, or the kids just want to go to the pool. And a lot of it has been the pool time because it's been so hot, but it's been really great because the kids can all play in the pool together as well as learn to swim. So our kids are out there learning to swim, which is an essential life skill. It's so important. And we're out there together. We're bonding as a community. We're out there with everyone else. The kids are out there having fun. And it's been really, really great. And we're really fortunate to be running the summer programming the way that we are. However, we need help from our community. We are in a place where we are running into some challenges. We do all of our programming right now at Keach Park. And that's really great because the majority of the kids that we serve live right near Keach Park. So those that are older and that have permission can actually walk to any of the programming that we can give them at Keach. Many of my families, though, do need transportation for their kids. Either their kids are too young to walk to Keach Park, because actually Loudon Road, the road that borders Keach Park, is actually very, very, very busy. It's a 4-lane road and it's not very safe. So there are many families that don't actually allow their kids to walk to Keach Park. There are also many families that don't have transportation. So we actually provide transportation to those kids and families that do not have it to ensure that the kids get to programming when they need it or when they can. We also make sure that our kids, when they come, that they are received and they have a nice, safe space and they know that they're welcome at Keach Park. However, right now, that safe space is any picnic table that we can find that day that we can lay our hands on that isn't currently being used, because we actually don't have a designated space at Keach Park that we're welcome, that's designated for Project S.T.O.R.Y. We have asked to use the beautiful community center, gorgeous facility, air-conditioned, beautiful, beautiful facility. But unfortunately, because Parks and Rec is running their camp out of it for the summer, we have not been able to rent any of the classroom space during the summer because they are using that facility. So that imposes a slight problem to us in case we have any sort of weather. If it rains, we actually can't run programming out in the rain. So, that actually is a barrier for us right now. It's great that we're at Keach, but, even the heat, it's been 95 degrees the past week. We actually have no place for our kids to go and cool down besides the shade. So having a designated safe space at Keach would really, really make things great. Another issue that we're dealing with at Keach is the fact that we don't really have a nice, clean place for the kids to use the bathroom. Keach Park has one porta potty right now in the middle of summer, and I've been there in days and evenings, and there's upwards of 100 people there. I live right near Whites Park. Whites Park has 4 porta potties today. Keach Park today had 1. So, and honestly, it's so disgusting. My kids go in there to use it and they come out and they say, "Sharm, I can't use that." So then what happens is I have kids that literally can't use the bathroom at the park. until the pool opens up at 12:30, and then we can access the pool bathroom. But until 12:30, my kids that are receiving leadership programming or leadership training at Keach, they can't actually use the restroom in a clean facility. They just have that one porta potty to use. We also have no water access at Keach. There's no place to access any sort of water for drinking or cleaning or anything else until the pool opens for us at 12:30. So again, that's another issue that I feel like the community needs to be aware of, because maybe we could help remedy that situation. There's also an issue with trash. The trash area where we are, it's a pretty big social area. There's 2 trash barrels. There's one under the gazebo area, and there's one in between the courts and the soccer cage. And that might be sufficient for a day, but the weekend comes, and by that following Monday, trash is literally spilling out all over the ground. It's blowing around all over the ground, and it's just not okay. And it seems to me to be a really quick fix. We just put a couple more trash barrels there, and it's time to add some recycling barrels as well. We need that for our community. And then, we noticed that this week our soccer goals got taken. They actually removed the 2 soccer goals that were taken from that were at Keach Park that our kids and our community use on a daily basis. Those soccer goals are used on a daily basis by our kids and our community. Even out in the rain, they're out there playing. So we went this week, and the soccer goals are gone. Parks and Rec removed the soccer goals due to field maintenance or something like that. So for 6 weeks during the summer, when kids have all this time and want to practice their skills and want to play soccer with their friends, the soccer goals have now been removed from the only park that a lot of these kids can access. So now many of my kids that were going to practice soccer, and even us, were going to use the soccer goals to play and practice our summer program with our kids. We actually can't even play right now. The goals, we were told, are not even going to be returned until school time starts again. So those are some issues that I feel like our community really needs to be aware of, because those are barriers for not only our kids in Project S.T.O.R.Y, but also for the community. Those kids that are relying to go to Keach Park to play soccer, they don't have goals anymore. And maybe some kids can play in the soccer cage, but for a lot of my Project S.T.O.R.Y kids, they've told me, and I've seen it with my own eyes, if they fall on that cage ground, their legs can actually get cut up and actually start bleeding. And I have many kids that have come to me asking for Band-Aids because their legs are so scraped up from the soccer cage ground. So another big issue that the kids in Project S.T.O.R.Y are dealing with is food access. During the school year, kids have access to all the school's free lunch program, which is amazing. It supplies the kids with free breakfast, free lunch, a healthy snack in the morning, a healthy snack in the afternoon before they go home, and then they actually get a lunch bag that they bring home from the food program to supplement any time over the weekend. So that's really great. However, that's not happening during the summer. And in fact, there's no school lunch program that's happening during the summer for these kids. So last year, the Community Action Program was running this really great program where they were making bag lunches and delivering them to certain sites around Concord. It was really great because we were actually utilizing one of those sites for our Project S.T.O.R.Y kids, and we were taking groups of kids to go get lunch at those sites during the week. So when I called this year to inquire about the times that they would be at our site, they really, unfortunately, they were very sad, but they told me that they cannot run that program this year due to staffing issues and finance issues. So that was a huge burden to not only our kids, but to other families in our community that were relying on that food support for the summer. They are not going to have that food support for the summer. So thankfully, I've been able to talk to the Community Action Program, and I've been talking to a couple really great volunteers, and we're trying to work together to put that program together for at least the last month of the summer, or at least as much time as we can to help these kids in the community. But, you know, we're already mid-July. We still don't have that program up and running for the kids. So in our program, we really like to ensure that our kids are fed. So from the start of our summer programming, we have relied on food donations from the community, as well as food donations from Project S.T.O.R.Y to make sure that these kids have a healthy meal every single day that we see them. We also make sure that they have healthy snacks to take home if they're in need of anything like that. We also have helped the families locate and get to food pantries throughout the community. However, I must say that is a challenge for many families. I've been hearing that it's been difficult to access the food pantries due to just scheduling times when they're available to go, as well as, you know, just transportation issues. Many of our families don't have transportation, they don't have cars, and our city bus stops running at 7 p.m. on the weekdays and actually doesn't even run on Saturdays or Sundays. So it makes it difficult for our families to access food. So again, if that's something that you in the community would like to help out with, we're always looking for food donations of healthy foods for breakfasts, for lunch, for healthy snacks. Please just reach out if you're interested in making any sort of food donations. We do have 6 weeks left of summer, and we do serve these kids pretty much every day. So that's a lot of food resources. So those are things that our community really needs to be aware of and say, you know, and really say, you know, how as a community can we make sure that everybody in our community gets what they need? You know, and if our kids are there working hard, trying to be the best that they can be, trying to be educated, trying to do better in their math and their reading, trying to learn leadership skills, trying to learn civics. Let's give them an environment that they can thrive in. Let's give them the resources that they need. Let's give them a safe space. Let's give them a bathroom and water. Let's give them soccer goals. Let's make sure that they feel that they can belong. So I'm asking for support from the community, and I'm asking for everybody to now kind of join hands, and it's time to unify. And this is one of the biggest things I feel like that we can do to not just propel Project S.T.O.R.Y forward, but to actually propel the community forward and our society forward. And we need to unify. We need to just unify and join hands and join arms and say, okay, how can we make our community better for everyone? We are so thankful that we are in Concord, and Concord has resources. Concord has people that are welcoming us with open arms, and that is amazing. So we just need to unify. We need to join together. We need to educate people on what's going on, and then it's all going to come together. We can really make our community better for everyone, our young people and our whole community in general. So I'm asking everyone to just come together, support each other, support us, support the kids. It's really the best thing we can do right now for our whole community and our community's future. So please look us up online. We're online, storynh.org. Please find us, reach out. We would love to hear from you. Come to Keach Park. You'll probably see us sometime. We're around all the time in the community. We love support, and we're really looking forward to hearing from everyone. So thank you so much, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.